This is Northeast Georgia's only local source for TV news. From the Grady College at the University of Georgia, this is Grady News Source.
Good evening and welcome to 570 News. I'm Alex McCreadies.
And I'm Molly Swindle. Our top story tonight, politics, and more politics on a national, state, and university level. President Obama in Atlanta today and Governor Deal wrestling with critical legislation. And students at the University of Georgia are voting. And tonight we start with UGA student body elections with three main parties. It is a competitive election and it didn't start off exactly as planned. University of Georgia's campus, three parties, All In, Commit, and Dare, are competing for the coveted position of SGA student body president.
And you have three extremely strong tickets. The student body's going to get lucky no matter who gets elected, and so last year was great, but I think it's good to have competition. It's a positive thing.
The first day voting did not go exactly as planned. The university's system went down, and a number of students were told that they were ineligible to vote. This did not stop candidates from campaigning or even trying to reach out to students.
I think we're really going to utilize that and say, use our page, use our personal pages to say, it was a mistake, you're actually eligible to vote.
Other candidates asked that students try to vote again because it could change the election.
Get them to realize how important it is for them to vote, especially, with three fantastic tickets with great platforms and great individuals that are all trying to impact change on this campus. Them probably pushing their vote to the side could be the deciding factor in the end.
All three parties are campaigning or have been campaigning in the center of UGA's campus, Tate Plaza. They all hope to raise last-minute awareness for their party and encourage people to vote in this upcoming election.
Once we do reach out, a genuine interest comes in, because when people realize they haven't heard about the things that the premier organization on campus, SGA, has been doing for them, and that they haven't necessarily been representing them fully, the students whoa, there's an organization that's supposed to be representing me, I'm supposed to have a senator in my college.
While that is supposed to be the case, not all do. I hate to admit this, but my own college, the Grady College of Journalism, does not have a senator running. Governor Nathan Deal officially vetoed the Religious Freedom Bill that's been causing a lot of controversy here in Georgia. But there are other controversial bills he has to still decide on. There's the campus carry bill that would allow people with a concealed carry permit to carry their weapons in college campuses in Georgia. There's another similar bill that would allow anyone to carry a taser on college campuses. And House Bill 727 would limit where people can set off fireworks. It would also give cities more control over who can use fireworks and when. The governor has until May 3rd to either sign or veto these bills. If he does neither, they automatically become a law. President Obama unveiled a plan today allocating over $1 billion to combat drug abuse. He came to Atlanta today as part of the National Prescription Drug Abuse and Heroin Summit to discuss his plan to combat drug abuse. In 2014 alone, over 47,000 died of lethal drug overdoses. Over 18,000 were from pain relievers and over 10,000 were from heroin. Obama says this is something that we should all be paying attention to.
Look at the staggering statistics in terms of lives lost, productivity impacted, costs to communities, but most importantly, cost to families from this epidemic of opioids abuse. It has to be something that is right up there at the top of our radar screen.
According to the American Society of Addiction Medicine, drug overdose is a leading cause of accidental death in the United States. The next time you watch the Olympics, you may need to check your eyes. Yes, you may be seeing swimmers from right here at UGA competing, but reporter Cameron Crosby tells us there's something even more unusual. Cameron, explain.
Yeah, you might think that you see the same face 3 times. That's because 3 brothers, triplets, who all possess a talent for swimming, may be competing, but something else sets them apart from the crowd.
Collectively, we were really proud of him.
This is Jay, Kevin, and Mick Litherland. Can't tell the difference between them, neither could the coach.
I mean, it's coaches finally getting it down, our names down. So.
They're triplets. They are members of the UGA swim team, and all 3 intend to try out for the Olympics taking their swim career one step further.
I want to make it to the top for sure, and definitely reach my full potential in swimming.
The brothers recently wrapped up the current swim season with UGA at the NCAA Championship this past weekend. With Jay in the 400 individual medley, Kevin in the 500 freestyle, and Mick in the 200 butterfly, their performances helped the Bulldogs to secure a 5th place finish overall. But they don't have a break anytime soon.
Yeah, we got back Saturday night at like 12, and
we're back in the water today.
Yeah, Coach Jack was telling us, you get Sunday off, and then we're back in the pool Monday. So yeah, usually we have like a week off, but since it's Olympic year, we're definitely
we can't mess around.
Mick and Kevin have chosen to represent New Zealand if they make it into the Olympics, but Jay wants to represent the United States. They'll be competing for different teams, but that won't break the bond they share.
Whatever happens, we'll have the support from our teammates and family, so really excited for that.
But at the end of the day, they are brothers, and they aren't afraid to have a little fun here and there, especially with people that still can't quite tell them apart.
We actually, our freshman year, we had the same exact classes, so we drive the teachers,
crazy,
Mick and Kevin will be headed to the Canadian Olympic trials next week in hopes to make the cut for the New Zealand team. Jay will go to Omaha, Nebraska in June in hopes to make the cut for the U.S. team. Cameron Crosby, 570 News.
Thanks, Cameron.
Coming up after the break, find out how your iPhone could be used to help you get around on Athens Transit.
For littervention. Dan, no one is here to judge you, but you're a filthy, disgusting person.
Why? We did not raise you to litter. You know it's illegal. Just look what you're doing to your father.
Your littering embarrasses me in front of my roller derby team.
Why?
Your dirty secret is out. Get clean for Athens.
The mission of the Student Veterans Resource Center is to serve as the go-to location for wayfinding and entry into an array of services provided by the University of Georgia, and to offer wide-ranging support, advocacy, and a convenient respite for our student veterans.
You come in here and you can talk about some of the things that you may not normally be able to talk about with other students.
That has really kind of made the difference on my experience here at the university.
You are enabled and equipped to do things, and we honor you today.
Let's face it, when mosquitoes show up uninvited, they can be really annoying. A mosquito does not respect your personal space.
Hey!
And if you don't do something to stop them, mosquitoes can ruin your summer fun. So, here's some helpful mosquito control tips. Most importantly, get rid of standing water where mosquito larvae live and grow. Anything that holds water for more than a week may lead to more mosquitoes. When in doubt, dump it out. Buy mosquito briquettes to kill larvae in water that you can't dump out. Cut back and clear excess vegetation where adult mosquitoes like to stay. Cover up or use repellent when you can, especially during dusk or dawn hours when mosquitoes are most active. Report dump sites to the Athens-Clarke County government. Mosquitoes don't respect property lines, so we all need to do our part to help control them. A mosquito problem in one place can be an issue for the entire community. Find more helpful tips about mosquito control at athensclarkecounty.com.
You can now use your smartphone to make planning your Athens Transit bus route a little easier. Reporter Cam Gaskins tells us how you are now just a click away from a smarter bus route.
That's right, Alex. Athens citizens now have the ability to use Google Maps to plan out their bus routes, all thanks to an IT manager here at UGA.
Look like the same Athens Transit buses we've all come to know, but now there's something a little bit smarter about them. These buses are all connected to Google Maps. As of March 15th, students can now plan their routes with the touch of a bus icon on their phone screens. For UGA senior Stephen Bowman, this technology could have saved him from getting lost on the buses as a sophomore.
I took the wrong bus a couple of times. I took 12 instead of 14, so then I had to walk about 30 minutes to get back to my place.
Bowman will never have to get lost again, thanks to UGA IT Senior Manager Stephanie Sharp. Sharp and her team have spent the past 18 months programming the code to integrate Athens Transit bus routes to the Google Maps interface.
Several people had attempted to do it and just gave up because it was so difficult and time consuming. So I said, challenge accepted.
All a user has to do is enter a start and end point and then click the bus icon on Google Maps. Google will then suggest the most efficient bus route and give directions to the nearest bus stop.
Stephanie Sharp took this device, which everyone has in their pockets, and connected it with buses just like this, so that the people of Athens can have a smarter way to ride public transportation.
Athens Transit System Director Butch McDuffie recognizes that his staff was not properly equipped to make this breakthrough a possibility.
If we did not have Stephanie, her staff, the folks from Lead Athens and stuff like that that stepped up to the plate to help us put this together, we wouldn't have it right now.
Being used by citizens all over Athens to make their bus rides a little bit easier. Cam Gaskins, 570 News.
McDuffie estimates that Athens Transit will provide over 1.7 million rides to Athens citizens this year. Each of these riders now just a click away from a smarter commute. Athens-Clarke County is among 2 counties in the entire state of Georgia selected already existing in 31 states. This program is designed to help elderly drivers on the road and provide assistance to first responders. Yellow dot could be the difference between life or death. For first responders, every decision has huge implications. A new Athens-Clarke County initiative ensures those emergency responders will make the best decision. It's called the Yellow Dot Program, and its goal is simple: guarantee safety to those in emergency situations. Older Driver Task Force Coordinator Elizabeth Head said this program has been implemented in over 30 states since its creation in 2002. After years of discussion, she and the Injury Prevention Group decided it was time to bring the Yellow Dot to Athens.
To provide first responders with important medical information that could help them save the life of a patient in the field.
Just fill out this one-page medical information sheet, put it right in this yellow envelope, and put the sticker on your car. First responders say this will make their jobs a lot easier because the program is geared towards older citizens. Beth Seegers, who works at Bridgeway Hospice, said this program will help aging citizens feel more comfortable and secure while away from Bridgeway.
Especially older adults, when they go to the hospital, they forget to take all their medicines with them, or don't think of everything to tell the doctors in the ER or ambulance or something like that. So by having the Yellow Dot program, all the information is right there in one place.
That's right, one place means faster response times, and you've heard it time and time again, folks. Every second in an emergency situation counts, and the Yellow Dot program gives first responders those critical extra seconds. After Athens-Clarke County's failure to get an acceptable bid for a downtown infrastructure project, the Downtown Master Plan Committee is turning to SPLOST for its funding. The Special Purpose Local Options Sales Tax manages projects approved by the Athens voters for a 1% sales tax increase. This sales tax will be used to revamp the infrastructure of downtown Athens by improving roads and pedestrian sidewalks. The use of SPLOST funds must be ratified by Mayor Nancy Denson and the entire committee commission before the group's May meeting.
Your iPhone could be used for more than just bus routes. Find out how you could sleep better with the help of your iPhone when we come back.
Nucci Space is a one-stop shop for all things an up-and-coming musician needs. It's nestled on the corner of William Street and Oconee Street, right next to the REM steeple. What started as a warehouse in 2000 has quickly become a second home for musicians and those suffering from mental illness. Today, musicians of all ages come to Nucci Space to refine their craft. But not only do they offer practice rooms and rentable equipment, they also provide access to affordable mental health care. Nucci's counseling advocate Leslie Cobbs believes that their work to destigmatize conditions like depression and anxiety creates a happier and healthier community at large.
Your community is better if your mental health is better. And that goes, everybody within that community is affected by everybody else's mental health.
With the help of their dedicated volunteers and employees, Nucci's will continue to positively impact Athens for years to come.
One day, when the glory comes, it will be ours.
Dr. King, what's
What's your next move?
In March from Selma to Montgomery. Selma is loud for every man, woman, and child. We will not wait any longer. In front of a crowd. Mine eyes have seen the glory. Glory, glory, hallelujah.
My new mom and I have a lot in common. The great outside. We both love the outdoors.
So shiny.
That's not a flower. We both love geology.
Oh, look. An igneous one.
That's not a rock. And she knows a lot about wildlife.
A labradoodle.
That's not a dog. Hanging out has been kind of fun.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
Those choosing to eat healthier are going organic, but it's coming at a big price. Researchers here at the University of Georgia say that the high price may be worth it for certain produce. At the grocery store, there's so many different options to choose from. There's fresh fruit, garden veggies, and even all-natural juices. Organic food is in high demand, but the high cost have some people saying not worth it.
It's really a personal decision, and it's up to people to kind of see, you know, where their beliefs fall and what they feel is appropriate for them and what's realistic for them as well. So
Benjamin suggests those on the border of buying organically to consider what she calls the dirty dozen. She calls them that because they are more likely to contain higher levels of pesticide residue if not bought organically. However, for UGA student Sarah Hodges, her grocery budget doesn't afford her to buy organic.
I really don't focus on organic just because I am on a pretty strict grocery budget, and people always say that eating healthy is really expensive, and it can be. Buying fresh produce, it gets pricey.
Sarah decided to change her eating habits after being on the meal plan for 2 years. Now, Sarah just tries to fill her plate with what is best for her body.
At this point, putting real food in my body is more important to me than making sure everything I eat is organic.
In a survey taken by 14 UGA students, 85% of them said they would eat healthier if it was less expensive. Benjamin wants students to realize that you can eat healthy without breaking the bank. If you're in need of some good sleep, there's an app for that. Apple released an update that they say will help you get to sleep. Reporter Domisi Fowle is live in the newsroom to discuss this new update.
Phones are everywhere, and they can do more and more every day. With the new Apple update, the average iPhone-using student may be able to sleep better. Some people have already started using the night shift.
You can kind of feel less strain on your eyes when you're looking at it. So I feel like it's somewhat helpful.
That somewhat doesn't sound very convincing. Because the update is only a week old, it's too soon to tell whether it's having the desired effects.
So seeing this warmer light on the screen is better for you than seeing the blue light. So scientifically it should. I think that as it's out longer, we will see that it helps, hopefully.
In the meantime, as more people get the iOS update, they can analyze its success.
It's easier for my eyes to kind of rest. It feels like my eyes aren't woken up from looking at my phone. Okay. The update called Night Shift is said to bring a better night's sleep to its users, but the question is whether it is living up to early expectations.
Tech schools versus liberal arts colleges. We tell you which institution is better for you. It may be considered heretical to say it out loud.
Diabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have prediabetes. Big time.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Don't worry. The 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play more. To donate or volunteer, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
When they test you, stand firm and move only when you hear the seatbelt click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
Hey, did you know 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Let's go to the shelterpetproject.org and meet if you are in a shelter near you. Harlow, oh, she's one great listener who loves to hear all your stories. My kind of cat. Cerulo is a sweet, goofy boy who's eager to please. Sounds just like another dog I know. So go to the shelterpetproject.org, search your local shelters and rescues, and go for a cuddle with your next best friend.
It may be considered heretical to say it out loud at the University of Georgia, but technical schools may offer more bang for a student's buck. Daniel Jackson looked into which type of school truly gives its students a leg up.
Yes, these results may surprise UGA students, but the statistics are pretty clear.
Time spent in a classroom like this may be less valuable than time spent in a classroom like this. This comes as no surprise to instructors at Athens Technical College.
The biggest advantage of our program is the intimacy of it. We have small classes where we're on a first last name basis with our students. We know them by name. We get to know some of their habits, their strengths, and we can directly correlate that and present that to employers. A lot of the skills they get are hands-on.
University professors tend to believe there are other benefits to having a degree from a liberal arts university.
The biggest thing is that it makes you a critical thinker who's also a versatile thinker. It gives you a set of skills or way of seeing the world that you can use to approach basically any career that you choose after college. And once you do choose a career, it helps you to change your mind, and if you want to do something totally different, you can do that.
Students also believe that liberal arts classes are worthwhile.
I don't want to sound rude, but like honestly, like stereotypically, you would assume that the person that goes to UGA is smarter or maybe had better opportunities, I guess.
While earning potential for 4-year degrees remains higher than 2-year degrees, the Bureau for Labor Statistics says that tech degrees are making more out of college than art degrees. Daniel Jackson, News 570. Fuck.
Educators on both sides emphasize that regardless of the cost, the decision is still an individual one. Zebras, camels, and water buffalo are typically not animals that we see here in the U.S. But this Friday at the Vet School Open House, these animals will be available for students to interact with. If large mammals are not your style, Bear Hollow Zoo will be converting classrooms into a place where visitors can come touch exotic birds and reptiles. The open house will also feature tours of the new veterinary hospital that opened last March.
Caribbean, but they're showcased in Carnival mostly, and our outfits actually. The colors are the colors of our culture. That's how we showcase the different. We can't always point out all the countries. So in our outfits is where they're showcased, and the types of dance. We have a traditional dance that showcase all the different cultures in our skirts, and then the.
For more information on this weekend's event, visit vet.uga/open house. Mary has a little lamb. Ethan Franklin has a little lamb nestled deep within his arms. However, this lamb is just a ploy to get students more interested in the huge rodeo taking place this weekend, and it's working.
This little guy right here, he's my buddy. We brought him out here so people could see him and play with him, and while we talk to him about rodeo, he's a marketing ploy. He doesn't know that. He's kind of sensitive.
This weekend, Block and Brittle will be hosting its Great Southland Stampede Rodeo. They are the largest student-run rodeo in the country. Block and Brittle was awarded the top indoor rodeo in the country, beating 400 other rodeos. The event will take place this Friday and Saturday.
And after the break, 2 live performances here in Athens this week. We bring you the behind-the-scenes stories that you might not expect.
Hey, look, it's those guys.
Are
good to drive?
I'm fine.
How many did you have?
I should be fine.
You should be.
Go and step out of the vehicle for me.
See ya, buddy. Good luck. So turns out, buzz driving and drunk driving, they're the same thing, and it costs around $10,000. So not worth it.
I rescued Toast from a shelter in 2011. I love Toast because she's a lazy diva. Toast does whatever she wants, obviously. She's sleeping right now. She's an epic snuggler. She's so comforting. She's so loving. Toast makes me laugh. When I walked into the shelter, I knew right then that she was special.
Fancy pants peanut butter? A big screen television? You haven't even bought a sofa yet. A motorcycle? When your father finds out, he's gonna flip his shoes with 2 buckles? What do you even need 2 buckles for? Mr. Big Shot, buying whiskey shots for everybody in the bar. From the looks of it, I'd say nobody even remembers. Feed the pig.
Don't worry. 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course. Yay!
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
If you go to the Georgia Theater tonight, you're sure to hear some great music. But last night, you also would have seen some people raising money for a cause they care a whole lot about. This is Russell Vandiver. He didn't just perform at last night's Classic City Showcase, he also put the whole thing together.
That's my passion, man, is just to be around music, and what better place to host an event like this than Athens, Georgia, you know, a place.
This is the second time they've done this event. The first time, Vandiver's fraternity organized it for him, because he himself had been diagnosed with leukemia.
You know, it's been a long road, but I feel healthy, and I'm happy to be here.
And a lot of other people were happy to be there too. A member of the opening band had been diagnosed with cancer, and lead singer Brad Gerke says because of that, there was no way he was missing this event.
I was at the first one as well when Russell played, and just to see him try to take what he was doing and keep it going and make it even bigger and better is really awesome. I hope it goes for years and years.
And he's not the only one who hopes it goes on for years and years. 300,000 people around the country hope the same thing. That's the number of people the National Cancer Institute estimates are living with leukemia right now.
That's our show for tonight. Thanks for watching.
Remember, you can find any of our stories at grady.uga.edu/570.
I'm Molly Swindle.
And I'm Dylan Richards.
Have a great night.
Grady News Source is a student production of the Grady College of Journalism and Mass Communication at the University of Georgia, which is solely responsible for its contents. Views expressed do not represent those of the administration nor the Board of Regents at the University System of Georgia.
Okay, we're here today for a littervention. Dan, no one is here to judge you, but you are a filthy, disgusting person.
We did not raise you to litter. You know it's illegal. Just look what you're doing to your father.
Your littering embarrasses me in front of my roller derby team.
Why?
Your dirty secret is out. Get clean for Athens.
The mission of the Student Veterans Resource Center is to serve as the go-to location for wayfinding and entry into an array of services provided by the University of Georgia, and to offer wide-ranging support, advocacy, and a convenient respite for our student veterans.
You come in here and you can talk about some of the things that you may not normally be able to talk about with other students.
That has really kind of made the difference on my experience here at the university.
You are enabled and equipped to do things, and we honor you today.
Let's face it, when mosquitoes show up uninvited, they can be really annoying. A mosquito does not respect your personal space.
Hey,
And if you don't do something to stop them, mosquitoes can ruin your summer fun. So, here's some helpful mosquito control tips. Most importantly, get rid of standing water where mosquito larvae live and grow. Anything that holds water for more than a week may lead to more mosquitoes. When in doubt, dump it out. Buy mosquito briquettes to kill larvae in water that you can't dump out. Cut back and clear excess vegetation where adult mosquitoes like to stay. Cover up or use repellent when you can, especially during dusk or dawn hours when mosquitoes are most active. Report dump sites to the Athens-Clarke County government. Mosquitoes don't respect property lines, so we all need to do our part to help control them. A mosquito problem in one place can be an issue for the entire community. Find more helpful tips about mosquito control at AthensClarkeCounty.com.
Mock Show Post Show. I am, I guess, the senior production manager for this hour. My name is Connor Riley, and we will go first to today's executive producer, Michael Castangera.
Well, I think generally speaking, it was a solid newscast. You know, a couple of things I want to go over in particular, and we'll walk through the newscast. But a lot of you are starting to crank it out now, and that's part of the whole experience of doing this, is saying, okay, let's do it under this pressure, knowing you've got to generate it. The one big issue, and the producer will probably address this as well, you got to be careful on the times. You know, we killed 5 stories tonight. And that sucks because basically I went out, you know, you went out and busted your butt and tried to get this VO or the VOSOT or the short package or whatever, and guess what? Because the timing was off, because somebody didn't quite do it, we had to kill things. That's what you want to avoid, you know, and we'll come back and she'll basically tell you, or whoever the senior producer is at the time, what the times are. But I'll go through some specifics, but in general, looking at it, I think we had some nice shots. Unfortunately, we had a few shaky shots. The only other one is just make sure you're getting in position, and we've got segment producers for every one. You sit there, and your responsibility is get your anchor's butt in their chair and the reporter's butt in their chair before and place, and you become responsible for making sure they're in there and the videos drop. So those are just some mechanical issues, but I want to go over each of it a little bit more in depth. But I want the senior producer to talk.
Yeah, so I have a few things to say. First of all, I think overall I was really impressed with how everyone kind of came together with their stories. I feel like I can see an improvement, at least since we've, you know, have started in the first few weeks. Like, everything was in on time. I mean, it was definitely very close, but it was a lot less chaotic. And you know, even coming in this morning, or I was, you know, getting in touch with everyone, and everyone was like, I have, you know, interview set up with this person. Everyone was like very much together, like taken a lot of initiative to get a great story together, and so I was proud about that. I would like to apologize for the issues that we had time-wise. I had something that I was kind of dealing with all day, and I thought that I had it under control, or I thought that I had, you know, budgeted enough time. That was just something that kind of didn't go exactly as had planned. So with the technical difficulties, we had some issues, so I'm sorry that y'all put so much time in these stories that had to get cut. It's not fun.
Well, it wasn't actually all yours. I mean, yeah, you bear part of it, and I bear part of it, because quite frankly, I let it get away from me too at the front end of it. But it's also, we're sort of being told times, and they're not accurate, okay? At that point, we've got to come back and cut them down. So that's where we've got to get, you know, just the communication. You know, the cliched phrase is you can't over-communicate. Well, you can't. You know, make sure a message sends, message receives. So, but there was a little bit more scrambling, and what's this, 3rd week? You've got 2 weeks posted on the website. I assume you've shown your family and friends, and they've all had a good time watching. This one, no, not necessarily. And so now you've got some more. Look at it. I very strongly encourage you to look at them and figure out the stories and figure out what's right and what's wrong. Don't focus just solely on the on-air look, what you look like, how you sound, etc. Yes, that is important. I don't discount it, but it's the content that's going to make the decision. A couple of really minor issues, not minor, but points I would also make. Making sure you localize all the stories, and a couple of them were writing stories and we're doing background material, okay? A lot of people are concerned about so-and-so. No, tell me the fact, get me into it. get the local, which is the Athens, Northeast Georgia area. Sound bites, look at using, first, shorten your sound bites. We had one sound bite that was 25, 30 seconds. There's no way in God's green earth there's 25, 30 seconds worth of sound listening to that person talk. You gotta cut them down, okay? And a VOSOT sound bite's gonna run max around 15, maybe close up to 20, but very rarely. In a package, more like 10 to 15, okay? And those are general guidelines. But at 25, 30 seconds, in the one particular soundbite, I'm listening going, all right, pick it up, Jack. I would have cut it here, I would have cut it there. We gotta cut them. Sound bites also, especially in packages, don't use sound bites with, factual. There's 23,000 people and you have to do it here, and you catch the train and this is how you get, no. Use the sound bites for natural, emotional things, people that talk about it. Give feeling in the sound bites. You give the facts and figures, they give the feeling, okay? Oddly enough, we're still having issues where people are forgetting to introduce reporter. I'm sorry. Who is the masked man behind the door? It's my reporter. Introduce the reporters. In ours right now, we're going pretty standard so that I get everybody the experience. Anchor introduces a reporter, reporter introduces the package, reporter tags out the package, throws back to anchor. Excuse me. Package scripts and rundown. No, no, no. We had 3 tonight. Write the package scripts in the script folder. Then I'll review it, and then you will cut and paste it into the rundown. You can write the VOs, the VOSOTs, the readers in the rundown, but not the packages. Please, it's going to make life a lot easier. I'd also really strongly encourage you, this is my other note, post your packages to the website. You guys generated some new pieces tonight. Very strongly encourage you, A, to post them to the website, B, on your own social media, Facebook, Twitter, encourage people to watch. C, some of the people you interviewed, let them know. They want to see the stories. I think it's a good way to reaffirm what you're doing. So, the other one is do watch those, and I've sort of touched on this before. Everybody is concerned about cancer. No crap. Those kind of very generic leads don't get it. We had about 3 or 4 of those today. Get me something specific. Secondly, reporter in responding to the anchor, don't say, thank you. No, just get into your story, have interaction, and then the last part is for the anchors, I don't want to hear, thanks, John. No, let's give the anchors something semi-intelligent to say. Cool? Anything, we had some audio issues, you want to address those?
Wrong with the co-host mic, but I thought all things considered, we rolled with it pretty well. I think, yeah, and like on Macho specifically, you gotta get your times right because it's hard for me or whoever the director is to sort of move around VOSOTs and packages and stuff that are killed without like accidentally clicking them and delete and like actually playing them. So just like try to get those times as right as well. You guys are doing a great job of getting stuff in on time. Labeling packages, there was like one issue where one package wasn't named properly, but fortunately we figured it out. The other thing, when you were doing it, dropping it, always put like the slug of like the letter and the number first instead of like the actual name of the project. I know I saw like 2 or 3.
So I want to see the page first.
Yeah,
for
like
example,
it'd be
A9 SGA elections.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Other than that, it was a pretty clean show. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I think we were going to get a little fancy and do 3 VOs at the top, and I think, quite frankly, we had a breakdown in communication, and that's us climbing on a rainbow to say, hey, we could have done something and snacked this. Made the lead a little more snappy, a little snappier, a little more interesting. I don't know what the hell I'm saying. But we didn't communicate, so we didn't have any voiceovers to do. So we did, and just ad-libbed into it.
Yeah, communication is one of the most important things in news source. Well, whether it be getting those VOs dropped or, reading a good night. Those things are important because even the smallest little things can lead to big missteps.
So let's do this. We're going to go through the blocks, and we'll start with the A block. So Molly, Cameron, segment producer. Do we got stick mics?
Yeah, they're right there.
So what worked, what needs work? What do you walk away with?
Helping me get dressed.
Someone's gonna teach
I don't
him.
want to go there.
Okay. It's not.
Hey, Daniel, can you watch where you're standing? You're kind of blocking the shot.
Yeah.
Over
over
this
here.
way. Because remember, that's
Too
one of
many-
the
too many
cameras we're
cooks.
shooting at. They're going to shoot from the two cameras, that one and that one.
Thanks for
okay?
helping out, CJ.
So, go. Talk. How did it work? You did the SGA elections, and we did the Georgia legislative bills. Actually, that was someone else. Then the Olympic triplets, etc. Walk me through it.
Yeah, I was really, really proud of the two packages that we put out for this particular block. We had been talking about the two stories for the past couple of days, and I just kind of put Cam on the swim team one, and he just kind of went out and got it and got some great video. I hadn't actually seen it until it aired, so
What are you looking
I
for?
thought it just looked awesome, and it was everything I was hoping it was
just
going to be. SGA elections one also just like very well done. We got that great shot towards the end of the guy talking about our senator here at Grady. I thought that was like a really cool part of the story. I'm just like happy with the way that those two packages went. I think that was like I don't know. I was very happy with that. And I also like the way we started out the A block, just focusing on like politics at a local university and national level. Obviously, there was some sort of disconnect here with the VOs. I didn't realize that was something I was supposed to be putting together. I mean, the video was there, it was something I probably could have put together in like 5 minutes. Like honestly, I just don't know. I just didn't know that was supposed to be something I was going to do.
Again, that's the communication issue, and that's where and you all know. I mean, I'll get loud and boisterous, but it's not because I'm the meanest SOB the world's ever known, although some people seem to think so. It's really so that I want to make sure message sent is message received.
Right.
So I'm going to sit there and say, okay, is it understood? Hey, do you get it? Loudly, clearly, okay? And I think, for a senior producer, you have to be more assertive. And there's nothing personal about it. It's just, let's make sure it's heard.
Okay. But yeah, overall, I'm really happy with the effort we put forth and like the organization we had with our block. As far as improving, I mean, it's just about like getting more efficient and doing the things a little quicker, and our writing just needs to be a little bit tighter, and just those little things just need to get a little bit better. But overall, like I really was proud of it. So.
Yep. People.
No? Okay.
I would agree. I think, you had some good pieces. I really encourage us to try and think of multiple angles to the one story in particular. And I think because it's a little around the world, we did SGA, Georgia legislature, and then the Obama thing, and that was all connected, but then the triplets came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And the triplets are fine because it was a good story, okay? It's a good example, though, of writing to video, because once we did that one change, this is Peter, this is Paul, this is Mary, or whatever the hell their names were, right? And I could see them. That was 10 times better than just a generic, I'm out there swimming. Video, what I see and what I hear need to match up, and you write to the video much more powerfully, okay? But it was good getting, and I think that was a great little story. I'm still trying to figure out. I talked to the executive producer of News Source, Sam. How come you people haven't done this story yet? Because I just think this cries to be done. This is a great little story. I want to look at it again and let's see what we can do and possibly revisit it again, possibly tomorrow. I don't know what you guys' schedule are like, but looking at that for News Source and seeing about putting together something for that. And I'm glad we did the SGA elections. I'm not a big fan of doing university only, but this one's a big deal. We just need to verify the information, et cetera. Did we get we got all three represented, right?
Yes.
All three presidents, and then a volunteer.
Yeah, and then I think, and the volunteer was a little bit on the longish side there for a while, but yeah, we do want to represent all three. And let's be clear, we don't have any obligation, and it doesn't matter whether it's a student, political, or a state, or national. We don't have a legal requirement to provide that. We just want to provide that. It's up to them to do it. But the fact you got all three is good. Cool. All right, B block. Alex, Cam.
Okay,
You're on.
so I was actually really pleased with how this turned out. This morning I was a little stressed out because, so we had some group issues, we all know that. Anyways, they had a package together, so they wanted to work together, so worked out. So this morning we basically didn't have any B-roll for one of our packages, so we kind of got that all together last minute. We kind of worked together, and so I think it was good. We all tag teamed.
And that was which one?
The yellow dot.
Yellow dot package.
Yeah, so I think it all turned out good. I just think we could, to improve, maybe communicate a little better.
So why did we have a little group problem?
We were all sports, but
So
Yeah,
what
because
happened
you're
was
all sports,
We were all
okay.
sports, and then what happened was when I got
Right.
moved, it was into another all sports group, and I didn't want to bring that up to you again. So I figured if I'm gonna be in an all sports group either way, I might as well be with the original one because again, Alex and I had the package together.
Yeah. And I'm going to do one more schedule just to make sure everybody, the key to me is that everybody gets at least one and hopefully 2 shots at every position. But yeah, I screwed around with that. Okay, I moved sports, and then somebody said, nope, that one didn't work. I go,
Yeah.
okay, let me move that one. Nope, that didn't work.
Yeah, I mean, I knew you were trying your best, so I don't want to just bring that in front of you again. But yeah, so it's just, week in and week out, it's always tough to lose that hour and 15 minutes to go to that class. So I think we did a good job preparing beforehand, though. We got that one SOT. We had to leave from class to get that done with the lady from the hospice center. We got some good B-roll up there. We did the whole sequence in maybe 15, 20 minutes and then got back in time for class. So I was really impressed with our efficiency on that one.
And this one was a good example of you guys scrambling, and this is about as real as getting on doing the news source thing where, I'm sorry, you're going to do it under daily pressure.
Yeah, no.
What was the issue
Props
of getting
to
you in
Alex.
position?
Oh, I just thought I had more time and I wasn't getting communicated with on that.
Okay.
Phone.
Yeah.
well, I was saying Cam, we need you, but I guess it just wasn't.
You
he
know,
was
at that
over
point
here,
you
so
grabbed
yeah,
his
that
little
was-
butt
yeah.
by the belt and you drag his butt over there.
But I mean, he played it off, so.
I was trying to fix my mic because there was just a lot of wire hanging out, and I didn't realize we were coming straight back off commercial break at that point. I thought I had a lot more time.
Okay.
And
Again, same routine.
Miscommunication.
Remember, I want you to.
Yeah.
I want to hear it. Hey, in chair, because I'm doing some of the yelling, and I yell not because I want to yell, but just simply so I make sure it's heard.
Yeah.
And I get a move because I was scrambling at the last part, and I was about to jerk your little chain. We don't want to do that.
No, I'm real sorry about that. I didn't.
Yeah, and it was
I didn't know how to do
miscommunication.
countdown there.
Okay, cool. All right, next. Yeah.
Actually, no.
Yeah, yours was, and I understand it was a scramble, but boy, that was the shakiest video in the world.
Yeah, that was that's my fault. I'll take responsibility for that because.
Well, of course you take responsibility for it. You did it.
Well, the thing is, I knew I wanted to do it last week, and once we were, regardless of what group I was in, I should have been like, okay, I'm still going to do this because it's a good story, and I kept waiting to figure out what group we were actually going to be in, and I didn't actually do anything.
At that point, just move ahead. Because one of the things, and I will try to get the groups together more, think in terms of, I can shoot some of this stuff, especially when you got an idea. I can shoot. Because one of the advantages of the way I've structured this, if you've got all day Tuesday, that means theoretically you've got some free time Thursday, and a little extra, and you can plan it. And we got to plan it out so you get the stuff out.
So
yours, the shaky video was all over the place.
So what
on
you
that.
saw there wasn't me being flustered. It was more of me just being mad with myself because I knew I should have done better, and I didn't. And that's really, really infuriating.
Good. I would hope so.
That's all I got.
Yeah. All right, next group.
Okay, so this week we did a health block, so that was interesting. One of the stories ended up getting cut, but I mean, understood.
Yeah, and
but
it really is a shame because that whole allergy season, which was killed, it's too bad because that really is a big issue now, and with the pollen and every other damn thing going on, that's a high interest story. So, again, it just reinforces that. Let's all communicate times and things.
yeah, maybe next week.
Wait, what was the problem?
We're
Was it our fault that it got cut?
I think it was a combination of multiple people running long on times, so that when we were doing it, it's like, no, guess what? We're starting eating up time. I mean, literally at one point, I think we were pretty close to 2 minutes heavy, and it's like, then we start butchering. Okay, technically, we can kill commercials, you know, but in the real world, like hell, you'll kill a commercial. Okay. We know all ours are PSAs, but because we maintain that, okay, we're going to act like it's a professional operation. In a professional operation, I cannot kill spots unless it's a severe breaking news emergency. So that means we have to eat that, and that makes it tight for us. Go ahead.
But I was really impressed with how we worked together to do stuff because we had 2 sports people again. So DMSC stayed back and worked on stuff when we left. And I was really impressed with how we were writing scripts. I think, at least personally, and I think they both are getting better as well with writing the video. One thing we could improve on next week is definitely some of the video, because the night shift was a really interesting story. Because like everyone's an iPhone user, like most people. So it would have been nicer to get a little more B-roll to actually write to what we were saying, so people were keeping interest throughout the story. But the slots turned out really well, so props to you for getting that. Yeah, and then Kendall's package just so happened to work with ours, and it was well done, and she cut that back as y'all were talking through it. So yeah, I was really impressed with our block.
Is that what happened, Kendall?
It changed the whole thing.
But part of that is the discussion, okay? And a couple of the times you're going to hear me say, this is okay, okay? And a lot of times it is okay what you've got. What I'm trying to push you is just to raise it to that next level and that next level. Because by the time I want you to finish this semester, you're sitting there saying, I can write a pretty damn good broadcast piece, website piece, whatever. And that's where we're focusing. You two, anything to add?
I just thought we communicated very well. As soon as you sent out the schedule, Megan got on it, and we just had a group text going and figured it out right away. So I think that led to it being a little bit less stressful. So good job, producer.
And that really is the key. Go ahead.
I was going to harp on that. Shout out to you, Megan, because I think like when it came to health, we figured out we wanted to do a health block, but it was kind of hard to come up with like actual like stories. And so you like pulling out those ideas like the Apple one, and then we just all built our contacts and were able to contact people, so that was nice. And then my reporter one just fell through because of the audio, and I was really disappointed because I had a really cute thing to do at the end. So that's
I know. That was a shame. Yeah. You want to do it now?
Let
me get this script.
All right, she's getting ready. Warm up, warm up.
All right.
Are you ready?
So,
here, I'll hold it for you if you want.
you know. I got it. All right. So the update, and I was gonna memorize it, but I haven't. Okay. The update. The update still has some kinks to work out, but this little device is becoming more and more useful every day. Oh, I guess that's my cue. Live from the newsroom, Dempsey Fowley, 570 News.
That is too bad. That would have been cool.
So cute.
Okay, that's all.
Yeah, I will say, when I suggested that to you, you were like,
oh yeah, I was appalled.
yeah, I know. She was like, you're kidding, casting girl. You go, no.
I was.
There are some you can get away with, you know, and if you can bring it alive and bring personality, those make a huge difference. So that would have made, and that is a shame. But hey.
Yeah, so just cut it.
I will tell you that one of the things that you can look at doing in all of these is, recutting some of the stuff, and I want to see it all posted on the website. And that's one where, quite frankly, you could edit on a remote tag to that one very easily, and that would be cute. All right, next group.
Yeah, I just wanted to say one thing.
Sure, of course.
Real fast. So in the same vein as like how they were just talking about how Megan just came up with a bunch of stories that they could potentially do for their block. We have a group message for our mock show with just the students, obviously, and Taylor like probably put in like maybe like 10 different stories, like 10 different story ideas. Which was a huge help because a lot of them we actually like did, but some of them we didn't do. But either way, it just got like the pot like churning. So for the next person who like does producing, whether it's in News Source or for here, that's something that I think like makes a huge difference. Is just making us think, oh, like, is that a good story? What's the angle we could take here?
great.
So I thought that was like a great thing to do. So
Cool.
yes,
Good.
commend you for that.
All right. You're on.
Okay, well, so we all got into contact like as soon as you sent out the thing. Like this past weekend, we made a little group meal, of course, and we were like really struggling to find stories. We were like, what are we gonna do? And then we started thinking about events, and those two decided they were gonna do a package, and we were like, this would be best for a package, and we actually thought we were gonna be light. So I went out and shot 2 more stories today within 2 hours, and the one got cut. But it's all right though. I'm gonna get past it. I'm gonna
I
get
thought
past
you were
it.
gonna cry for
Like,
me. I'm going,
even though I included Rihanna in it, I just thought it was so clever. But it got cut. But it's okay. We'll do it again one day. Yeah. No, it's fine. I'll do it next time. So, but I was really proud of everyone because under the pressure, like everyone got their story shot today, and I thought it was like real kind of similar to News Source and put us under that pressure. And I mean, I kept telling them like, we're gonna do this. We're gonna get it done. Don't worry. Like, we're gonna turn something in. Like, something's gonna
and you
turn
guys
in.
did, and that really is a big difference. and it is a good.
We're gonna turn something in.
But that is part of the issue of you guys actually did start responding well, and I think it was a good experience from that point of view of watching you guys scramble. And I realized a bunch of you actually today were scrambling a lot more, and good. That's part of it.
I don't know what happened with the punch when Caribbean Night came up in the UJ vet story. Like, I didn't know what happened there, but yeah.
Just a miss punch.
Yeah.
Bluntly speaking. You too?
Yeah, we definitely took a long time to figure out what we were doing. Once we figured out what we were doing, we pretty much accomplished it. And LaPortia was a great producer, very supportive, and asking like, what can I help you with, and like trying to get everything out of there. Changing things around last minute was definitely a challenge, and we are learning about how to do that. So we'll just have to continue to get better at that.
Yeah. Remember the toss to reporter, toss to reporter. A couple of you, I did that same thing. It's like, remember, there's a reporter here. Let's introduce. Try and get that format down. Okay, ma'am?
I'm, I guess, pretty proud of how things turned out. LaPortia did a really good job being a producer. She was very nice and offered us snacks and was just like very helpful. Yeah, she was very helpful for whatever we needed. And yeah, like I don't know what happened, I guess, with the SOT, but it's okay. And yeah, I think you guys did a good job. So.
Cool. All right, last block, Mr. Dillon.
The D block.
Just one.
Yeah, the D block.
The Dylan Richards block.
The DE.
Yeah, so I really wanted my block all to myself, and Molly tried to. We decided to cut her off, obviously. Yeah, I had a story about the new Play Festival, which is like a live performance event that was going on that me and Miles worked on. So I thought I was going to do something else about. I don't even remember what I was going to do, but I was going to do something else, and that I think fell through. So then I was just thinking, okay, what could I do that would relate to that? And I thought, okay, what's another event? And then I happened to find out that this event was going on yesterday. And so I was just in News Source. I was like, is anybody covering this thing tonight? And one of the News Source people was like, yeah. And so we went together and we shot separate stuff. And she did like a separate story, and I did a separate story that had like 2 different focuses. So it was a good experience. It was a lot of fun to go and shoot the concert. There's a lot of people to talk to. Everyone was interested in talking. It was fun. It was a good time.
And those are the kind of events we really do want to get along. That's a really classic local community event with a lot of good things attached to it.
It was a lot of fun.
Cool. All right. Okay. Let's. Yep. I'm doing only other, not the only other positive. I'll add one other positive, which is. I also thought you guys handled the on-air stuff better. I mean, we threw you a little bit of a curves, and all of you seemed to go with it fairly well, so that's good. So, again, as much as I say on-air performance isn't the end-all and be-all, it's still critical, so that's good. Producer?
I don't really have much else to add. I was really, I think every single block there was a story that I was really I was fascinated by like something y'all did with the video or, you know, the soundbite that you got. And so I really think that everyone's improving, and I can tell. And so I'm just proud. I thought it was great.
Cool.
So.
Connor?
We've got about 5 seconds left. Be ready for more Castingara curveballs next Tuesday, because they're only going to get worse. And by worse, I mean there'll be more. That's our show. Good night.
All right, congratulations, folks.